Series and trouble for the 83 Ferrari now.
Now, is he locked up? That's on the way down to Tamburello, or is that exit of Tosa? Where's he gone off? Robert Kubica. So double yellow at turns 2 and 3. That's for Celia Martin, and 9 and 10. That is
Piratella.
Piratella. So that's quite a high speed off. And again, cold tyres, because they've been sitting in the pit lane for 10 minutes. The clocks did not stop, and red flag again. Oh boy. So Robert Kubica, held by Lewis Hamilton as the best Formula 1 driver of his generation.
Slightly wide, just on the apex. And then, oh no, that's a problem with the car.
Yeah.
He's just pulled over.
Well, that's good news in that there's no damage. That's bad news in that,
well, there's the problem.
There is damage. Oh, okay.
Wow. So yeah, they saw that just a lick of flame, didn't we, on the left-hand bank at the end? But I didn't read too much into that. But yeah, that's
not something we've seen before with the 499P at all.
You didn't read too much into the fact that there was flames coming out the back of the car.
Well, a little bit of unburned fuel and exhaust. But
good avoidance by the Mercedes driver. Who was in 88? That was good avoidance. That's Stefano Gattuso.
So yeah, gone for a move on the inside, thrown the car over the curb as well, so slightly offline. Remember, with all the rain we had yesterday as well, it's still a relatively green circuit. It's quite dusty and particularly offline, so the combination of throwing the car over the curb, and I would say that move was on. There was nothing desperate there at all. It's just the rear of the car couldn't take it. Let's listen to this.
Yeah, it's gone.
Copy. What happened? Your tire blow?
Oh, gearbox broke. I had completely on downshift, gearbox broke the tire. I had to stop. I jumped out, correct? There was massive noise.
It's safe. It's safe.
Yeah, he's done very well there, actually, to keep the car out of the barrier, but a lot of work to be done on the rear end of the car, and it did coincide with that downshift, didn't it? You know, the last downshift riding on board, you heard it just lock the rear, so he's taken his foot off the brake there and let the car run wide so he didn't spin off into the barrier and he could place it where he wanted. But yeah, the reason when we saw the rear of the car, just, yeah, maybe I just thought a little bit unburnt fuel on the left. I don't understand that engine philosophy in the Ferrari particularly, and sometimes you do see a little bit of unburnt fuel. I didn't read too much into it. But yeah, I mean, when it's clear, obviously, when the car comes into shot. But I'm surprised that a gearbox break-in would send that amount of smoke and flames coming out the back of it.
Well, I imagine either it's broken the gearbox casing and it's spraying oil onto a hot exhaust, or a line has leaked oil onto a hot exhaust, and that's possibly what's caused the gearbox to go as well. If it was a hydraulic line, then it might be that the gearbox has selected multiple gears at the same time, which, as we know, is not ideal. Not usually possible with a manual gearbox, but with hydrogen pneumatic or electronic shifting, most things are possible. Really interesting, again, how analytical he was, just, straightforward. Oh, yeah. And actually, that's one of the takeaways that I had from full access from Qatar, is when they were pressurizing him in the 83 car to move aside to let 50-51 go through, he was absolutely railing against it, not because he wanted to win and wanted his Ferrari to be the one out front, but because he didn't want them to drop him back into a position where he might lose a podium finish for a Ferrari.
Exactly, and that was something, and you were well on that in Qatar. The analytical strength of Robert Kubica, you know, the multitasking was pretty remarkable.
Yeah, he's a very pragmatic person anyway. Yeah, you see, he's very binary. It's either yes or no, and you get these kind of responses from Kubica, and it's good for the engineers because I think they appreciate obviously his experience, but the way he deals with any situation, he's just so matter of fact.
Clarity of thinking when you're doing, 180, 200 miles an hour is a remarkable ability, and clearly his brain has that compartmentalizing ability, not just to drive the car fast, but to have so many other things going. He talks to the data engineers like a data engineer while he's whizzing around the circuit, which is a rare ability, I think.
And, the purpose of this program, at least in part, is to give more depth to the Ferrari hypercar program for more analysis, for more learning. Now, they're going to be disturbed in terms of having less track time here, but they'll learn from whatever went wrong without a shadow of a doubt, and they'll certainly learn from Robert's input into it.